Like Saddam Hussein, you got a little too excited. You tried testing the same tactics on your cousins, but ended up eating a punch heavier than your father's fist. Now, it's time to fully consolidate your dictatorship. You will carry your state beyond dreams, transform it into a magnificent utopia, and turn it into a superpower. Most dictators in history genuinely believe they are creating a better world. Take Adolf Hitler, for example. Rising from the ashes of war, he lifted a miserable nation to the peak. Don't ask about what came after. Or did you know that Cambodia's dictator, Pol Pot, killed nearly 3 million people while trying to create a communist society? Too brutal? Then remember Mao Zedong, who killed between 40 and 80 million citizens in order to reshape the traditional peasant mindset and drag the country into industrialization. So what do you think? Do you need a new flag to recreate the country? No? Then how about a brand new education system where you are the main subject? Why not? The Dictator's Handbook offers countless methods for creating a perfect society. But no one was ever as devoted to these methods as Muammar Gaddafi. Libya's longtime leader, despite heavy political repression, was often labeled a benevolent dictator. His goal was to completely reshape the Libyan people and ignite a global revolution. Anyone who stood in his way was crushed without hesitation. If you follow in Muammar Gaddafi's footsteps, my friends, you will discover how to create an eternal and eccentric paradise. 1911, the beginning. As the Ottoman Empire was being carved up by Europe, Italy wanted its share and turned its eyes toward Ottoman Africa. Following the Italo-Turkish War, boom, Libya became Italian territory. During World War I, Italy backed the losing side, and the victors couldn't agree on Libya's future. This land is mine. No, it's mine. What are you going to do about it? Britain wanted partition. France wanted a democratic puppet state. The Soviets wanted the whole thing. Don't start World War III, they said. Let the locals rule themselves. Fine, the Allies replied, but we choose the ruler. Thus, King Idris and the Kingdom of Libya were born. Idris ruled with an iron fist, from the army to parliament. Backed by Western powers, his throne seemed secure, but rising Arab nationalism gave birth to a new generation. The most famous of them was Muammar Gaddafi, born in 1942 in a Bedouin tent. Yes, his family was poor, illiterate, and nomadic. Quality education wasn't exactly expected, but his father scraped by to keep him out of the desert and in school. Because he was Bedouin, Gaddafi faced racism at school. Yet despite his age, he handled it with maturity and pride in his roots. Like many Middle Eastern states, the intellectual elite were soldiers. For Gaddafi, growing up poor, the military was the beginning of his dreams. In high school, he idolized Gamal Abdel Nasser, the man who overthrew a monarchy and became the Arab world's hero. Gaddafi dreamed of doing the same to King Idris. After studying history, he entered the military academy, later training in the UK. But he hated London, the so-called cradle of civilization, and returned the racism with his own sharp tongue. 1969, the coup. Influenced by Arab nationalism, Gaddafi and his friends formed a secret organization. That same year, as a newly promoted captain, they launched a coup while King Idris was abroad for medical treatment. A captain staging a coup? Sounds unreliable, right? Didn't matter. No one stopped him. The coup succeeded easily. Gaddafi promoted himself to colonel and took control of the armed forces. "Brothers," he declared, "the monarchy is gone. Now comes democracy." Yeah, no. Instead, he founded the Libyan Arab Republic, jailed opposition figures, and seized power. To Gaddafi, there could be no freedom without revolution. And revolutions required force, the Green Book, and total control. He wrote the Green Book, a mix of Islamic law and Bedouin socialism. Students were required to study it. According to the book, freedom of speech, even foolish speech, was a natural right. Sure, in theory, in practice, civil liberties were crushed. Alcohol was banned, nightclubs shut down. Adultery could mean flogging or loss of limbs. Unions, strikes, and public gatherings were forbidden. Yet paradoxically, Gaddafi expanded women's rights, promoted education, and removed mandatory veiling. Oil, power, and prosperity. Libyan oil had been sold dirt cheap to the West. Gaddafi demanded fair prices. When Western companies refused, he shut the valves. Oil prices quadrupled after 1973. Libya became one of the world's top exporters. Money poured in: healthcare, education, water, electricity, free, no interest loans, housing for every citizen. Libya's economy grew fivefold in a decade. Cult of personality and isolation. History before Gaddafi vanished from education. No geography, no foreign languages. Why teach the outside world? He personally lectured students to ensure loyalty. He funded rebel movements worldwide. Wherever revolution needed money, Libya was there. The US labeled him a terrorist. Reagan called him the mad dog of the Middle East. In 1986, the US bombed Libya. Gaddafi realized he was not untouchable and completely alone. The fall. As dictators fell one by one, Gaddafi tried to soften his image. Limited press freedom, reduced repression. Too little, too late. In 2011, the Arab Spring reached Libya. Protests turned into armed conflict. NATO, including Turkey, backed the rebels. Cornered, Gaddafi pleaded, "My children, I did nothing. Why are you doing this?" No one listened. He was lynched and killed. Aftermath. Gaddafi ruled for 42 years. 13 years after his death, Libya still hasn't recovered. Was it his curse? Who knows? But Libya has never been the same.